Guys, I think we did it. I think we are onto it. I think I developed the recipe for success for me as a trader because the past 2 weeks I have been green and regularly profitable. Like not much, but it's clear to me that I'm on something here, and I think I'm a profitable trader. So let's go ahead and backtrack and break it all down because I mean this is huge news. This has been about 7 or 8 months of me actually trying to do this, and just nothing but losing every single day. Coming to the computer, losing more. Coming to the computer again the next day, lose again. Just lose. Get lucky once, lose again. Like that's all it's ever been. And the past 2 weeks have been consistently, like for me at least, like emotionless. I don't think I was in my emotions like I used to be, which is like strange to me. It's weird, but it's working. Like that's how you're supposed to trade, emotionless. You know, you can't get attached, you can't get a gut feeling. You have to play it by what you're seeing. And that's exactly what I did this week. And I'll go ahead and show you guys the whole breakdown and give you guys as much detail as I can because this is, to me, huge news on becoming a profitable trader. Like, I didn't think this was possible. I mean, granted, it's still not known. This could just be 2 lucky weeks for me, but I genuinely think we're onto something here after an 8 months of, 7-ish months, 7+ months of me trying to get this to work. So going back to last week, I actually traded for 2 days, one of which I actually traded. The other day, I didn't make any trades because I didn't see anything I liked. And to me, that was a brand new feeling because I wasn't in my emotions about it. I was like, you know, I'll just lose money if I trade. Let's not. And I did, and it was a good decision because that day was not good at all for what I tried to trade. So that's kind of like an overview of last week. This week, I believe I traded every day, but maybe one of these days this week I didn't make any trades. I gotta look back at it again to see. But overall, I am up with real money, $138.29. So with commissions taken out of that, there might be $30 to $40 in commissions. So I'll say 30 to 50. So we'll say we did $80 on the week just to be, you know, relatively close. Which to me is amazing because I've been doing nothing but losing the past 7 months. But simulator money. So the feelings, like the tables have just turned, and I think I found what works for me as a trader because man, these are quick trades, and the system to me it makes sense. And it took me forever to come to this conclusion. But I'll go ahead and show you through today's trades just to give you an idea of what's been going on. Alright, so here is Nvon, which I traded today, and it turned out to be a huge mover. So just ignoring, you know, the scaling of this, look at the numbers right here. This thing went from $13 up to $18, all within an hour of the open. That's crazy. So the trade I made was early on, I found this, you know, finding a base here around $14, and I decided to come in at this point near VWAP. I had to stop somewhere, I think it was like 13 or 14, it was 13.56 I believe is what it was, so right about there. So this was my risk of $50. 1 hour was about this range, 2 hour was I think right here, a little bit above or below. And then I sold 3/4 of my shares, or no, I sold half of them, I sold another half, and then I completely came out. It was, at this point, it was going higher. I think at 4R it was right up in this range. So it touched 4R in my trade. No, sorry, 3R. It's 3R. 4R is a little higher. But it almost touched 3R, and I'm like, you know, maybe it goes higher. So I sold half here, hoping for it to go higher. I sold half again, and I was going to let this ride out. But I set a stop just below this candle. And I'm like, you know, if it dips below that candle, that'll be my exit point. So that's where I came out. But as you can see, I called this right from the beginning. And this is because of my, you know, strategy of looking for something that's diving off the open and finding that base. These long tails were a good sign that there's a reversal coming, and boy did it come with tons of volume. You could probably thank Ross and his sheep for pumping it up right here. That's probably what happened, in all honesty. You know, first 5-minute candle, make a new high somewhere over here, right? But anyways, that's Nvon for today's trade. I also had a losing trade, well, a break-even trade, but took a small loss on it. So gray, we traded. Also, you know, off the open, found that base here in the $6 range, so low sixes. If you go back in this, I believe there's a point down here. Yeah, so you can see there's a strong base right where I bought into, or just above. So that's where I was buying in, just above that little support. It caught resistance and started to reverse. Then it caught resistance up here again in the high sixes, $7 range, and came back down. My risk was, I believe, somewhere, I think my risk was actually $6 flat. I went to the whole dollar because I didn't see anything below to go to. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just go to the whole dollar. I didn't go back far enough to really check, but just based on the pre-market, that's what I did. Went to $6. It went up, beat 1R, so I had to stop at break even, but didn't quite get to 2R in my trade. 2R was just a little higher for me, but I ended up coming out with a, I think, $5 loss in this trade, but that's not bad. Nothing too bad there. So that is it for the 2 trades of today, but the big one was Nvon, because man, if you traded that with a different technique, you probably could have made some good profit on that. Oops. Yeah, you could have made some good profit on all that. All in all, this went with my trade as I had it, with a stop at, I think, 56. It went about 6R. 6R was like right about here. I did the math earlier just to see what it would be, but I mean, don't get caught up in the gold. Trade your system and stick with it, right? You're gonna get too distracted if you keep following the gold or the shiny objects. Like this huge peak, oh, that's a shiny object. Stop looking at it. Your trade's over. So let me go ahead and take you guys over to TraderView real quick. So these are the real trades in my cash account from TraderView. It only covers up to Thursday, so it doesn't capture today's gains, but today's gains were $108, which to me was like, whoa, that was awesome. I don't think I've ever brought home $100 in a day from a trade. Well, I did once when I was a kid, but it was like $400 when I first bought or got my Robinhood account. That was pure luck. Shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. Let me just tell you that now. Shouldn't have won. But this is the first legitimate $100 in trading that I feel like I earned over this 7-month period of trying to pick this up, right? This is very hard stuff to do. So going back to this, TraderView, this is only 3 days of this trading week. So, sorry, 3 or 4? 4 days. Total P&L is $33, plus today's gains makes it 138-ish. I think I'm up 105 after the $5 loss on gray. But let's see what other details we can find in here. The details, so total gain loss 33. Well, I'm trying to make these videos on Friday because it's so relevant, but it doesn't capture Friday's trade, so it's hard to know. I should almost like do the previous week to really give you the detail, but add $105 to that. Average daily gain, it's probably going to go up with that $100 in there. So average losing trade is about $21. So every trade I make is a risk of $50, but sometimes I'll reevaluate that as the trade goes on. Like maybe it didn't have as much momentum as I thought, and I look at a price point which I think that trade is no longer relevant or it's over, and I'll raise my stop depending on that. So on Nvon, it actually came really close to stopping me out at 1R. It came really close. But if you remember all those tails, that was a really strong sign that there's resistance there and the buyers are stepping in. So I let I let my risk still stay at 50. I didn't raise my stop loss there, and I'm glad I did, because I ended up going 2, 3, 4, 5, 6R total, even though I got out at like 2.5. But you have to play it by ear, and that takes time to learn, because I've never been good at that, and this is the first time it's actually worked for me. But moving on back to the statistics, largest gain 63, so today it'll be 110-ish. I think that was the Nvon gains, 110 total. Wins versus loss days. Oh, see, I keep forgetting what menus I do and don't have. All I know is I have the detailed and the overview. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and stop at that. It's very basic. It just shows you, yep, I went up in positive this week. But moral of the story is 7 months before I had a green week with real money. 7 months. Let that sink in. For 7 months, I've gone to the computer 5 days a week. Maybe sometimes 4 or 3, depending on what happened. But let's say an average of 4.5, 5 days a week. I was at the computer, losing every single day. Emotionally, what's that going to do to you? It's deterring, right? It makes you feel like, why am I doing this? I'm going to get nowhere. For the longest time, I thought of that. I just like, if I stick to it, I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe it changes, right? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, basically the definition of insanity. So you do what works until it doesn't. Once you realize it doesn't, try something else. Try something new. This is what happens when you try something new. I tried something new here and it actually works. This new technique, I have a lot to tweak on it, but man, it's helping me out, and it's me as a trader. This is my style of trading, and I know it for a fact. I like to be quick and out, right? Or quick in and out. I don't like to be at the computer for hours. I'll start to lose, confidence. I get distracted. I get bored. I'll pick up my phone and start going crazy on that. I get into a lot of bad habits, but I can focus for, really deeply for a few minutes and understand what's going on. So let that be my advice to you guys. If something's not working, try something new. See what else you can try. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and do these weird things, but like that's how I figured out this is my style of trading. Take it with a grain of salt. This is my first green week using real money. It's actually my first, well, maybe like my 5th or 6th legitimate week of using real money. In the past, I've switched over to it, then went back to a simulator, but this is the first week where I've seen the potential. Like it's clear as day to me that Dylon, your potential is showing right here. Like this is it. I'm extremely like caught up in emotions right now, trying to speak normally, because this means like this could mean a lot moving forward, and this could change a lot for me in the future. So we're gonna keep going, guys. This has been just about 7 months. I forgot what week we're on, like 26, 27. But anyway, this is 7+ months going on for day trading, and we're finally getting there. We're doing this. It's been me and you guys. I appreciate you guys for following me this long. I know these videos don't get that many views, but my goal is for those of you that are trying to learn this, that you can see my journey and know that it is possible. Like granted, I've, like I said, only been a week in this environment, but we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Dylon Silva. Please, you hit that like, subscribe button, hit it all. Give me everything you got. If you can subscribe, do it. If you can like, do it. Comment. Even if you want to talk shit, comment too. That's good for me. You know, anything you got. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully next week we are still in the green using real money, and maybe the gains are better or stronger. Or you know, I don't care about the gains. If I'm sticking to my strategy and it's working, and I'm getting a positive return, that's all that matters, right? Because we can grow that from there. So let's see if we can do that for next week. I will see you guys then. Peace.